What is up, everybody? Just taking a look at a card that I just received. Actually, it's been almost a month since I've had this card. So I bought this card for $400. It was on July 15th, and I really just took a close look at these pictures. They did a good job getting high quality pictures. They did have some other Desert Shield cards for sale too, and there was nothing there that was graded. So it looks like they don't really typically grade too many cards. They provided some good pictures, as you can see here. All the corners. I was a little concerned about the corner here. They actually provided a closer up picture. This edge on the top right here kind of looks a little bit dinged up, but it didn't look too bad. I'm thinking in my head it's going to grade out fairly well, at least in near mint condition. So, anyways, I made the purchase, $400. So let's take a look at the comps. I like to use 130 point. You just type in what you're looking for, and it will it'll show you the sold items on multiple platforms. You can see here they have a current one for sale. The bids are up to $508, and this is for near mint 8. So this is current right now, but when I bought this card, the comps were pretty similar. Cards like this don't generally fluctuate too much unless it's a market shift overall. But you could see one sold here 8.5 for $1,200 on eBay. It was the best offer. This one here is a 5 that was $390, and then we got a raw one that went for 350. Here was a raw one that went for 1,300. The other thing you have to worry about with these cards too is counterfeits. Um, when you're buying something raw, it's always a possibility, especially when it's an older card. So here's the card. We're just going to take a closer look at it. It looks pretty good in the plastic. Something down the middle there, but it might not be too much of anything. We'll pop this out very carefully, and we'll take a look at the surface, the corners, the edges, all that in particular, the front and back. As you can see, the centering is definitely a little bit off. That's not terrible. I think that's still good enough to be in a 9 range just on corners alone. Possibly a 10 sometimes with PSA. Taking a look at this bottom edge here. That looks fairly straight to the naked eye. That corner looks really nice. Same here. There is definitely a little bit more roughness on the edge. And then you can see that corner there and the edge just before the corner. So that was my concern in the picture. Taking a look at all four here, and everything looks pretty good. I mean, I don't see anything major at all that would cause it to be anything but a near mint card. Then the surface here, let's see if we can catch some glare off the light for the camera. But the surface does look really, really nice. I'm able to kind of see it. There we go. You can pick it up on the camera. Everything looks really nice. No fingerprints even, or indentations. There's a little something right there. Kind of looks like a little indentation. And over here, the surface kind of looks like it's kind of hard to tell here, but right there where my thumb is crossing, I don't know if that's kind of natural. It comes with the card. These cards in particular, back in the 80s, these paper cards were 80s and 90s. They had kind of a rough surface anyways, but I don't see too much here. There is maybe a little something here that I'd like to just kind of wipe off. It's just look like a little bit of dust down here. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the front. Taking a look at the back. Looks really good. That's that same corner. I see a little something on this back side as well, on the top there. Just a tiny bit of paper. There's definitely nothing major there. See a little whitening around that corner there. And most of the time, PSA, in my experience, has not hit you too hard on backside issues that are really minor like this. A little more there, a little rough edge. But sometimes on bigger cards like this that make a huge difference on price, they could be a little strict, you know. Not that these are expensive cards, but I always come back to these. This Griffey and this Frank Thomas, I'm just totally, completely surprised by the grades. And, you know, at some point I'm going to crack those open, I think, and send them to SGC, make a video out of that. But I want to put the little micro camera on and check this corner and just kind of run it through the edges real quick to see if we have anything there. But to do that, I will put it back in the plastic sleeve because I don't want the camera to be scratching. Okay, so here we are on the Chipper Jones card. This is the top right corner. And you can see the corners definitely not perfect, but that's actually really nice. This is zoomed in 200 times so you can see every little thing. And that edge there, that orange stuff, looks like some chipping of the upper coating. I don't think it's too bad by any means. You can see it's the same thing all the way around the edge of this. Get to this corner here. Nothing major so far. You know, you can see the paper edge and whatnot, but there's some color kind of splash, or I don't know if that's the ink when it was printed or how they made these, but you can see more there. Now to the naked eye, you can't see these blue and orange colors, but you can see that little string coming off of the card too there. This corner looks really nice. I don't really see anything up along this one. That corner looks really good too. Another thing that looks pretty cool under this is the Desert Shield stamp. And this stamp to me looks really good compared to, you know, what a counterfeit would look like. I'm 100% confident this is a real card, but I just thought that looked pretty cool. So the card overall looks pretty good. I don't really have too many complaints with it. The seller did a great job taking pictures, and you know, I got pretty much what I was looking for. And I was hoping when I bought it that it looked good enough to be a 7. I think it has a shot for an 8 or possibly higher, but I think if I had to peg a grade on it, I would put an 8 from PSA. I may send it to PSA. I may just decide to keep this card. I might send it to SGC actually, for some reason, what I want to do with this one, and you know, get it graded with them. I think cards like this look good in SGC slabs, and I trust their grades. They actually are probably the most trustworthy company for me when it comes to how they grade cards. You know, when they give it a 9.5 or a 10, I've never had a chance, or I've never had a situation where I failed to cross that over to a PSA 10. And actually, I have some SGC slabs that I'm going to crack open here soon that I want to resend to PSA and kind of see what they come back, because they're ones that I'd probably look to sell pretty soon. And obviously, you're going to get the highest resale value from PSA. So I'll probably crack these open, send them to PSA. They're cards that I've had for a while, and time to sell. I'm ready to sell them. They've come up in value, and you know, they're going to get the most money in a PSA slab. So anyways, I hope you learned something and kind of how I approach buying and grading cards.